Hello everybody, this is SaberRex coming to you live with a brand new video review for the Beasts of the Mesozoic Ceratopsians Series 1/18 scale action figures by Creative Beast Studio and David Silva. So today we are going to be looking at Avaceratops lammersi. So here we are, there it is, and before we take a quick look at the figure, let's take a quick look at the packaging for it, shall we? Indeed we shall. So, here we go. Inside the packaging, of course, we have our obligatory diorama you can take out and put behind the figure, as well as this beautiful package art by Raul Ramos. Yeah, for all the Ceratopsians, we had different artists actually doing the artwork for them, so I really love that. And on the back you get this beautiful bit of information. Yeah, we also get, of course, our checklist of figures for Wave 2. So there you have that. Now, in addition to the cardboard or diorama you can place behind it, you also get this beautiful information card that is collectible. And on the back it just says the same thing as what was on the back of the box. And of course, most important of all, for what's inside the box alongside the figure, we also get this. And of course, this is the instruction manual for how to assemble the tail. You're going to need this if you're going to put this on the figures, because otherwise you're going to have a difficult time and you might possibly break your dinosaur. So definitely pay attention to this. Do not ignore it. And yeah, it's very easy to assemble these. All you need to do is dip the tail in hot water or use a hairdryer, the latter of which is my preferred method for adhering the dinosaur's tail, because when you heat up the plastic, it just expands and it gets soft, and it's easy to pop on the tail that way. So, what's a few singed fingers compared to this really cool toy? I'm just kidding, and there's no way you're gonna burn yourself. So yeah, you might get a little bit of a hot finger, but otherwise yeah. Anyway, hey, very important. Definitely make sure you read this before trying to put the figure together, and let's move on to the figure itself. So here we have the beautiful Avaceratops, and this is a really cool figure. The coloration for it is based off a lizard from Southeast Asia called the flying dragon. It is the lizard that can glide from tree to tree, using its ribs like a set of small wings. Yeah, it's almost like a flying squirrel that's scaly in that sense. But yeah, I think this color scheme really works for Avaceratops, and frankly, I can't really imagine it looking any other way. I mean, I've seen plenty of pictures of Avaceratops in books. This is actually one of the first Ceratopsians, other than Triceratops, I actually learned about. Yeah, but it's absolutely fascinating. And I mean, look at that coloration. I mean, really. And the eye is an absolute gorgeous blue. If I zoom in on that, you can see right there. I love the purpley kind of brownish color with the yellow and the greens. Yeah, it really works for this figure. And I love how the yellow-green fades into the white on the belly. Yeah, it's just such a cool coloration scheme. I mean, really, look at that. Now, articulation-wise, this figure has about 19 points of articulation. He does not have the posable tongue that other larger ceratopsians in the toy line do, like Styracosaurus or Pachyrhinosaurus or Centrosaurus or anything like that. But he does have a movable jaw, which can open about this wide, and he can close his mouth all the way. So he can actually shut his beak and it'll close down like that. So that's very, very nice. He can open his jaw about that wide. He also has neck swivel. He can move his head left, right. He can do that. All of them can do that. I keep forgetting to mention that, but they can all do that. He can also move his head up and fair distance down. Not all the way down, but yeah, he can still do a pretty good job about that. His torso has bending motion like this, up and down. He also can go left and right with his, torso. Although it does have some clearance issues because of the hips and the legs. So, yeah, just be mindful of that. His legs in the front can also go a full 360 at the shoulder. They can go in and out like all the ceratopsians. He can also bend his elbow about 90 degrees and straighten it about that much. You also get elbow swivel here. You get wrist swivel. The wrists can move like so on both legs, and it is just so cool. The hind legs also can do a full 360, though I don't recommend it because of clearance issues. Just like with the front legs. He can straighten his legs about this much at the knee. He can straighten them about this much at the ankle. So he can also bend his legs about this far back at the knee. So not quite 90 degrees, but that really is not a big deal. But both legs have that same articulation. And of course he has a tail that can move at the base. Up, down, about that much. And of course left and, right and left. So, yeah. He is absolutely gorgeous. And, yeah, this is such a cool dinosaur. I mean, really. As I said before, this is one of the first ceratopsians I learned about when I was little. And, yeah, it has stayed with me ever since. It isn't one of my top 10 favorites, honestly, just in regards to my favorite ceratopsians, but I do love it regardless. It is definitely one of the cooler ceratopsians, and it's become even cooler to me because recently paleontologists found that it was actually very closely related to Nasutoceratops. So it is actually a member of the Nasutoceratopsini, which is a tribe of centrosaurs, that is to say the short-frilled, long-horned ceratopsians that lived in large herds. So it's very closely related to Nasutoceratops, and another more mysterious ceratopsian that was discovered very recently, like 2 years ago, called Critidens ceratops. But yeah, it's one of the 3 Nasutoceratopsins, and yeah, it's just so much cooler as a result of these discoveries, at least in my book. Now, this dinosaur is also one of the more poorly understood ceratopsians as well. Honestly, this dinosaur is only known from one really good skeleton. Other fossils that have been attributed to it, they're not quite sure they belong to Avaceratops, so it could have been more rare than some of the other centrosaurs. But again, nobody's really sure. The only specimen we have is a juvenile, about 14 feet long, which might have been getting close to fully grown. But again, nobody's really sure because, yeah, we don't have very many specimens of it, if more than one. And, yeah, we don't know very much about it in general as a result of that. But it would have lived in the Judith River Formation, so it would have encountered a lot of different dinosaurs that we are familiar with, like Edmontosaurus and Albertosaurus, things like that. And yeah, its environment was quite wet and humid as well, so it would have experienced a lot of rainy seasons. And yeah, the best place I can think of that would I could compare to that would be the Pacific Northwestern rainforests of Canada. So places like that would have been similar to what this dinosaur would have experienced as part of its everyday life. But yeah, just an absolutely cool figure. Now, grabbing my tape measure, let's take a look at how big this figure is, shall we? It is approximately, from the tip of the horns to the end of the tail, about 10.5 inches long. So it's about the same size, if not a little shorter, than some of the Wave 1 figures, like the juvenile Centrosaurus and its close cousin Nasutoceratops. Height-wise, it is a little over 4.5. Well, it's almost 4.5 inches at the frill. At the hips, it is a little shorter than 4 inches. So, yeah, about that. Yeah, that's a pretty good size, honestly. And yeah, frankly, yeah, just a very, very good figure. It's about $50 now that it is available on CreativeBeast.com, where you can actually purchase this figure now that it is in stock. But before it was available to order from the website, it was about $48 on the backer kit campaign, where I pre-ordered it from. So it is not an expensive figure to get. I mean, honestly, it's one of the more reasonable ones you can get that is that's available if you are on a budget. Like if you can't get something like Centrosaurus or the Regaloceratops or Wendyceratops or Styracosaurus or anything like that, and you want something that is unique and not many people are going to recognize, that's just really, really cool. This is actually one of the ones I think that you could really, really enjoy adding to your collection. I mean, especially if you love obscure dinosaurs. This one is pretty obscure for the most part, and honestly, I think it needs a little more love and time in the spotlight, because honestly, it's a really cool animal regardless of how little people know about it. So yeah, I highly recommend this figure. I cannot I just can't recommend it enough. I really can't. Yeah, it's awesome. So, yeah. And for one final little comparison. Yeah, I want to just showcase, the two Nasutoceratopsins in the lineup together. So here they are, Avaceratops and Nasutoceratops together. These are each other's closest relatives, just so you can get a good idea of what they look like. This is just an incredible pair. So yeah, you can see that they are definitely related. But yeah. If you can afford it, definitely try to get them together. I mean, yeah, getting the cousins Yeah, getting the cousins in the dinosaur toy line. Yeah, my idea of fun. So this is Saber Rex signing off saying, you're never too old to play with toys. Be a toy nerd, be proud of it. Thank you, and have a good day. Bye.